morning, everybody, and welcome back to the ranch vehicle. Pick up Private Spence from preschool. He's getting off here in a few minutes. Start off with just shooting a couple of sections here and there. Tell you a little bit about the fact we're leaving here pretty quick in the next, I believe it's 15 days from now, which probably will post this just a day or two before I actually leave. But we are heading out to southern Arkansas for our annual, what I call a hunting escapade. The intention with it every year is for me to get away from the wife and kids and work and relax a little with a bunch of buddies in the hunting camp that I belong to. But what normally happens is the other part of my family who still lives in Arkansas usually has some crisis which screws my hunting season all up somehow or another. Never fails. So we'll see how it goes, and that's why I refer to it as my hunting escapade, because I never know if I'm actually going to get to enjoy hunting season or not. But my intent when I leave is to. If you guys aren't familiar with hunting season in Arkansas, it runs usually the Saturday around the 15th of November through about the 15th of December for about a month, and you can go out and hunt. And hunting season down there is such a big deal. Usually that first week of hunting season, school's closed. A lot of businesses are closed because everybody's out in the woods doing their thing. So that's why I enjoy it so much. It's not like here in Kansas. Here in Kansas, hunting season can come and go, and if you didn't know it was hunting season, you'd never know it was hunting season because you just seldom ever see anything about it. But down there, everybody gets their picture in the paper who kills a deer. There's all these small town papers and everything. Not sure how bad the camera here is going to pick up all this wind noise. The wind today is blowing about 40 miles an hour, so we'll see how that goes. But at any rate, headed down there, load up around the 10th. It basically takes me all day to drive down there, and then once I get there, I'm pretty much incommunicado from the world. There's just, where we're at is literally in the middle of nowhere. It's like 40 miles to the closest Walmart. And everything else is just mom and pop places. And I don't even, to be honest with you, I think it's about 40 miles to the nearest hospital if anything happens. So, I don't know. We're off in the backwoods. We're actually just outside of a little small town, but it's a, what I always referred to as a one blinker, because if you blink, you'll miss it. That small of a town. Basically, there's a post office and general mercantile, a gas station, and there might be a couple hundred people that live there. I don't know if it's even, I think that may be giving it the benefit of the doubt. But once we're at the camp, there's no phone, there's no internet. Most guys don't bring their computers. From the camp house itself, you got to drive about 3 miles up on top of this hill and point your truck in a specific direction to even get cell phone service. So yeah, it's the perfect location if you're wanting to drop off the face of the earth, but not so much so if you're wanting to upload videos and stuff. So anyway, like I say, this will just be part of the first part. This is just me rambling more or less while I'm driving to get spec. Anyway, like I say, once I get down there, I'll videotape around and show you guys what we got to deal with, where we're hunting at, see if we can get you some good footage during the week. And then once we get back, we'll hit the editing department and see what we can come up with as far as a good video or two for you on how our hunting season went. Down there about 2 days before the season starts, and we utilize that time to do some work around the camp as we need to. What we generally do is have a couple of work weekends throughout the year and clean up trails, clean up stands, fix buildings, that kind of thing. But the club has basically exempted me from coming down there on the work weekend since I live so far away. But I never felt right about that, so what I always do is go down about 2 days early and spend that 2 days getting some work done, basically putting in my share of the work, even though it's not during the work weekend itself. So that's how that plays out. Also, bought a new toy that I'm going to show you guys. I'm going to do some major modifications on it while we're down there. One, just because it'll give me time to do it while I'm down there, and two, it'll give me something to do once season's started, because you don't generally want to go traipsing through the woods with chainsaws and everything. Probably something that'll surprise you guys, because it kind of surprised me that I ended up buying it. It is a new caliber, and I needed another caliber like I needed another hole in my head, but nonetheless, I drank the Kool-Aid, and the Kool-Aid tasted pretty tasty, so I'll have to show you guys that when I get back to. So anyway, we're down the street here from private specs location, and we'll get him picked up, take him back home, and we'll see what the rest of the day holds out for. Alright, back in the ranch vehicle again. Another section. This will probably be the last one for this video. Anyway, thought I would tell you a little bit about my camp. Camp's made up of, I believe we're at 15 members right now in a camp club. And we have the club owns it's an old shotgun style house with a room built off of it that makes for the shit. Hold on. Anyway, we own an old shotgun house with a room off of it that's kind of the dining room, living room area. And what we do is we lease 1,200 acres that are adjacent to the house. And we got several entrances. Some of them are a few miles away from the house. So it's one of those deals where you're pretty dependent on having four-wheeler. Some of the areas you can get into with a pickup truck, but most of them require four-wheeler once you get off the road. There happens to be a county road that kind of splits our lease, and it's probably about a 60-40 split. So of the 1,200 acres, about 400 of it are on the south side of the road. I guess what would technically be it would be the south side of the road. I always get my directions mixed up down there. And the other 600 or so, 800 are on the north side of the road. And then adjacent to that, on 3 sides of the 800 acres are it's a state park wildlife refuge area, which can also be hunted, and that's a little over 10,000 acres in that. And fortunately for us, all the entrances to that area are on the opposite side of it, so we basically have carte blanche on being able to go on state property and hunt. And it's so thick that it's actually hard for people to get back in there. So that just adds to our hunting area that we have, and does kind of change some of the perspective. Because obviously that land is managed by the state Forest Service, whereas our land is managed by the private property owner. About 4 or 5 years ago, our property owner decided to liquidate and clear cut about 90% of the property that he owned in that area. And so that made it kind of interesting hunting for a number of the people that are in the club. Prior to that, the woods were so thick that if you had anything over about a 25 or 30 yard shot, then you were doing pretty good. So a lot of the people had their rifles 0 to 25, 50 yards. For me, it was great. I'd go down there with the 7 mag and make 200-300 yard shots without any problem, and so it was kind of neat for me to be able to sit on the stand and watch deer several hundred yards away and make my shot. Since then, the last couple of years, it started growing up with a lot of underbrush. They've replanted all the pine trees in there, and so they're growing, but it's getting to be where probably this year they'll be 7-8 foot tall, so you're not really going to be able to see a lot off of a lot of our stands. We have a total of, I believe the last count, well, we've actually had a couple that were knocked down, so I think right now we're at about 12 fixed stands. Some of them are in the woods, and some of them basically now are kind of a popsicle stand. They basically are the only thing standing. Most of the stands are a 6x6 box on top of a 15 to 20 foot steel frame and a ladder that goes up to it. And the boxes are all covered. They're, decent to sit in for a while. But we got those, and then a lot of us have started putting up a 2-man freestanding leaner type stand, and so total stands are in the 20 to 25 range, but of the permanent stands that the club had put up, we're down to, I think, about 12 now. So, like lots of hunting areas, the way the club works is the first 5 days of the season is club members only, and then after that we can have guests come down and hunt. So at times we can have 20 to 25 people actually in the camp hunting. So the way we, the way we work it out is that generally speaking, you can hunt all you want to. We have a little peg out board. There it is again. Damn cell phone is like a leash. Anyway, like I say, we've got these fixed stands throughout the lease, and then of course most of us take a climber or something like that in case we end up on the national forest land or state forest land. We climb up a tree if we decide that's what we want to do and sit there. So anyway, like I say, this will probably be kind of the last installment in it, and I'll post this up for you guys. I think I'm going to go ahead and show you what I went ahead and got. I'll give it to you in its virgin state, and then I'll do a series on the different things that I do to it while I'm down at the camp. Anyway, hope you guys find this interesting. I hope you can live without me for 10 days. And as soon as I get back, I'll start posting up from the trip. Hope you guys find this interesting. We'll talk to you later. Have a good day.